Hello and welcome to Cotton Cuts Puzzle Mystery Quilt Fall 2023 Carnival. I am doing Fortune Teller. It is the Wildflowers line by Allison Glass, and I'm super excited. I am loving Village Green, and I jumped on this colorway when it came out. I just want to make sure that everybody knows I'm not an ambassador. I purchased this with my own money. This is the large size, so let's get into it. I did open this on stream because I was too excited, so I know what's in here, kind of. Um, I wanted to show everybody the fabrics because they're so pretty. So Cotton Cuts included these two pens. I have two from a previous clue in Village Green. If you haven't tried these pens, I cannot tell you like how good they are. These quickly have become my favorite pen to use. I can't, I think they're amazing. They're not for fabric, but they're like the best writing pen, and I love them. So I'm going to set these aside. So I got things a little bunched up when I put it back in the sleeve. So here we have our fortune teller. It's our color card, tells us which fabrics are which when it comes to, um, it's our guide basically for the clues. I did not buy the bulk box where I got all my clues. I am paying month to month. But Cotton Cuts did add that this time, and I think that's amazing. So if you can afford to get your entire set of clues up front, that's super cool. But I just decided to do the month to month, and so this tells you when Carnival will ship. Carnival ships the last Friday of every month, and um, Village Green ships the first Tuesday, so that's the difference. So we're going to be running two Puzzle Mystery Quilts at the same time. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. So tips and tricks, if you are missing a piece or you didn't get your oops kit, always feel free to email the help or get into the Facebook group. There's lots of helpful people. I don't work for Cotton Cuts. I have not had an issue with their customer service, but I know, you know, some people do. My experience is not your experience, and your experience is not my experience. So as of right now, I have had no issues with Cotton Cuts. And, if you are struggling, try and reach out to them and talk to them. I am here to help though. If you post down below and you have some specific questions about your clue, let me know. But this is our color card. Here is our instructions for clue 1. They have included the block of the month. So this you can post it to the Facebook page. This you can color up and post to the Facebook page or Instagram. You can win a prize. So I've never done it, but I've colored them, but I've never like put it on there. And then there's a new thing they started this year is Flat Nancy. You post your picture to their website with your Flat Nancy card and I think there's a giveaway. Each month we'll give away 10 $25 gift cards. So this is something new they're doing for this specific Puzzle Mystery Quilt this season, fall 2023. All right, let's get into it. We've got some fabric here. I have seen a couple of the tutorials that have come out. I know that it's going to take me a little bit. This tutorial will probably be about 30 minutes long. We are making two blocks in this clue, so 1A and 1B. So let's take a look. Our A colorway is this white with kind of a burnt orange floral. So we should have 12. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to make sure I have everything I need. This is fabric D. Fabric C. Okay, I don't think you can see all of what I have going on. My camera angle's a little bit different. Okay, so you should have, if you're doing the large size, you should have 12 of your fabric A, 14 fabric B, 10 of your fabric C, 24 fabric D, 4 fabric E, and 4 fabric F in a like smaller triangle. You should have 4 large of your fabric B in a triangle. You should have 8 of your fabric A in a medium triangle. You'll have 2 fabric A in a small rectangle, 2 fabric F in a small rectangle, and 2 fabric A in a large rectangle. So this is what you should have for the large clue, regardless of your colorway. So if you're not doing fortune teller, you feel free to sew along with me, but this is what I have for fortune teller. Okay, for step 1, you're going to separate 8 of your fabric A and 8 of your fabric B triangles, and you're going to sew them on the long side and pressing towards fabric B. So you're going to press up. For me, it is pressing to the dark. So you're going to make 8, and then we're going to set 4 aside. I will sew them together, and I will meet you back here. All right. So take care when you're pressing. I always like to set my seam, but just be very gentle with your iron when you're pushing this out. It should be more of a press, not like an iron. You don't want to tug on these fabrics because they are pre-cut. It can cause them to warp. Anything sewn on a bias, you know, can warp. So here are my 8 um, half square triangles from step 1. Okay, for step 2, you're going to sew a small triangle C to the medium triangle A, to the top right. And then you're going to add a small triangle D to the top left. And you're going to make 4. Okay, so I've sewn all of my triangles together. We made 4 flying geese. I'm going to press this last seam, just taking care not to pull or tug on any of these fabrics, just kind of allowing them to gently fold back. This is a really pretty colorway. Oh, I'm so excited that I picked this. Okay, so these are our flying geese for step 2. So step 3, we are turning our step 2 flying geese upside down so that your C fabric is on the left. And then we're going to take 4 of our half square triangles from step 1, and we are going to join with A oriented down and B oriented up. We're going to join A and C together, and then we're going to press towards the flying geese. We're going to press in to the right. And I will meet you back here once I'm done with that. I am so sorry. So when I was recording this, my camera and my computer OBS just stopped. The sync stopped. So I did step 3 and I came back for step 4 when I realized that everything was out of sync and the recording had the video had frozen. So this is step 3. So we're going to go through, I did iron it already. I'm going to probably just hit these with another iron. I had I put it in timeout because I was, you know, when things happen, sometimes you just got to step away from the project. So that's what I did. I stepped away from the project and I'm just going to give this a little bit of a press. I also got a new ring light and camera stand to help me with this particular angle. So your seam allowance, or you're going to press your seams to the right. So you're going to press in towards your flying geese. So that is step 3. Step 4 is the remaining 4 half square triangles. Again, I've done most of them. So the remaining half square triangles with B oriented to the bottom and A oriented to the top, and your fabric D is going to be oriented to the left, or to the right and to the bottom. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. You're basically going to make one big triangle, and you're going to press your seams toward D for step 4. And because I did them already, so here are the 3, and we're going to go ahead and press this towards fabric D. And you should have 4 of these. Okay, so this is what they're going to look like. And hang on to this, because we're going to need this for step 5. So step 5 are these 4 units that we just made in step 4, along with the large triangle of fabric B. And you're going to sew along the long side, and you're going to press towards your big triangle fabric B. And I will meet you back here when I'm done. Okay, so you're going to want to be really careful because you're working with multiple bias edges here. This is a bias. Everything on the back is a bias. So just be very careful when you're ironing and you're sewing. Just don't tug too hard, or just kind of let the fabric do its thing while still keeping things lined up. My triangle blocks, the ones I sewed in step 4, they didn't turn out to be as big as my fabric B triangle, so I kind of lined them up with the right edge, and still sewed a scant 1/4 of an inch. So my seams don't necessarily completely line up here, but there's still enough in the seam that I'm not concerned about it. That's probably a me thing. It's probably my 1/4 inch that is a little bit off. But just be consistent. That's the only thing I have for your 1/4 inch seams and putting these together is be consistent. However you do it the first way, the first block, do it the whole way through. And you can trim your blocks up in the end, when you're putting things together. All right, so step 6, we are going to get our last 4 of our medium A triangles, and we're going to sew a C triangle and a D triangle. So your C is going to be on your left, your D is going to be on your right, and you're going to make 4 of these. Okay, so last seam to iron open, or iron over, really. So we're not opening any seams. Okay, so this is our step 6 block, and we're going to grab that block that we sewed in step 5. We're going to orient it so that the large B triangle is down to the bottom. We're going to take our block that we just made in step 6, and we're going to make the arrow point towards the block we made in step 5. So your flying geese should be pointed to the right. We're going to sew this edge, and then we're going to press towards the left, towards your flying geese block. And there should be 4 of these. Okay, so last one before we move on to the next step. Remember, press towards your flying geese block. Just be aware this little intersection right here is a lot. Not necessarily for your machine maybe, but for ironing. This is going to be a bulky intersection right here. So just take your time, hit it with some good heat. If you want to lay something heavy on top of it, you can to get it to stay. We're going to have that same problem with our next intersection right here, but that's okay. It happens. You could probably put like a really heavy book on these, or a binder that has all your patterns in it to just kind of hold them down. I know some people like to use like a clapper. I don't really think that if you hit it with the iron and then put the clapper on it that it will really set, but that's just me. If it works for you, definitely use it. Okay, so our next step 8. Yes, step 8. So this was step 7. Step 8. We're going to take our other blocks that we made in step 3. So our step 3 blocks, we're going to create a little bow tie right here, which is super cute. This is actually going to be a really pretty block, I think. So we're going to sew the step 3 block to the top of the block that we just put together. You're going to sew this long side. You're going to nest these 2 seams right here, and then you're going to press up. You're going to press towards the step 3 unit, and then I will meet you back here shortly. Okay, here we go on our last press for this block. We're pressing up towards the block that we just sewed to our step 7 block. Again, this intersection's a little bit bulky. These seams should nest. And there we go. That's actually a really gorgeous block. I think that is super cool. Okay, so this is section 1A or block 1A. However you're going to label it. This is clue 1A. And then set that aside and we'll move on to the second portion. So for step 1, we're going to need fabric, the rest of our fabric D triangles. I'm going to try and split them apart to give you a visual. The rest of our fabric D triangles are fabric F triangles, D, F, our fabric C triangles, and fabric D. So we're going to create 2 of these for step 1. I'm going to do all of step 1 at the same time. So D to F, press towards F, C to D, press towards D, and then you're going to join them just like this down the center to the F and C are touching, and you're going to press towards F. I'll come back when that's all done. All right, I'm just going to do both of these at the same time because they're super small. It's not going to take me very long. So we're pressing towards F. You're making a half square triangle flying geese unit. All right, so this is step 1. So that's step 1. All right, step 2. You're going to take your B triangles. We're going to make 2. Trying to turn one around. We're going to make 2 of these as well. So your B block, your B triangles, and then you're going to grab fabric E, and then you're going to grab fabric F. Same thing as before. You're going to do the half square triangles, and then you're going to put them together, E and F on this side, but then you're going to press towards F again. You're going to be able to nest these seams. Okay? And because I don't want to have to waste anybody's time, I'm going to put this together. And then what you're going to do is you're going to sew, this block is going to go on top, this block will go on bottom, and then you're going to press up. So I'm going to put that all together and come back. All right. This is the completion of step 2 and step 3. I apologize if things look a little bit differently. My camera quit recording again, so I think I've got it figured out, but I'm not really sure. So we're gonna try it. I'm also using a different machine, so in between the time I recorded initially and now, I've taken my normal machine to have her spa day done. So I'm using a different machine. So if you see 2 lines of stitching here, that's because my 1/4 inch isn't exactly the same. So I had to figure it out. So I didn't redo this block. This block is there's a little bit of a gap right there, but I'm going to leave it. So we're pressing towards, we're pressing up. It looks like it's to my left. I mean, I'm pressing towards my left, but we're pressing up to the top of the blocks we made in step 1. Okay, so this is step 3. So step 4, A and B, we're going to take A, we're going to make 2. We're going to take our fabric A and 2 of our fabric D triangles, and we're going to sew them on the diagonal to make a half square triangle, and then we're going to join our 2 small rectangle A to the edge of the triangle A. So we're going to sew here press towards D, press towards the bottom. Then we're going to stitch on A rectangle to A triangle, and then we're going to press in towards A. And I'll meet you back here when that's all done. All right, I'm back. So we're going to press this towards A. I don't know what's going on with my machine. I'm really frustrated. I have a Viking that's an embroidery machine sewing combo, and my tension is just, this is the wrong time to take the Juki in for maintenance. But, you know, it is what it is. It happens. I might pull out one of my vintage gals here if this is going to be a thing. So, anyways, this is step 4. We're going to move on to step 5, which is two of our last 2 B triangles, which is this fabric right here on the bottom, and our 2 D fabrics on the top, and our 2 F fabrics. So sew D to B along the edge to make a half square triangle, and then you're going to sew F to the edge, to the right edge of D 2 times. I'll come back when all of this is put together. All right, so I'm back. This is step 5, the completion of step 5. I really am having problems with my machine and my tension. We're working through it though. I'm not stopping. This video is not going to stop. It's pulling my fabric. I think you can see it probably, and you might be able to see it. I don't know. But then this one has been pulled in so much. I don't know if that's going to be outside of like the acceptable limits. You know, it was the wrong time to take the Juki in, and maybe the Viking should have gone in for service. But the Viking still has a warranty, or it still has repair service on it, so we'll be all right. Okay, so step 7. Nope, step 6. My bad. All right, so step 6, we're going to take step 4 and join it to step 5, and we're going to press down. So these seams right here should be nested. So you're just going to sew these together and then press down, and I'll meet you back here in a minute. All right, here we are. Pressing towards the bottom. These blocks are a hot mess only because of what's going on with the machine. So I hope you have better luck than I have had for Carnival. Okay, so here is step 6. Step 7, we're going to take the blocks that we made in step 3, and we're going to join them to the blocks we made in step 6. So it's going to look like this. All right. So I'm going to take this, sew it down. I'm going to come back when I'm done. Okay. So I'm back. This is the completion of step 7. We're pressing towards this way, or I'm going to flip my block around. So I'll be pressing towards my left, but you're basically pressing towards the blocks you made in step 6. All right, there's the blocks for step 7. All right, so step 8, we're going to take our last 2 A triangles and our last 2 E triangles, and we're going to make a half square triangle, join them this way, and then we're going to join our long rectangle to the left of A, just like that. I'll meet you back here when I'm done. Okay, so step 8 is done. We're pressing towards the long the large rectangle. I think I may have figured out my tension issues. So hooray, do a little celebration dance there. Okay, so that is step 8. Step 9, our last step for clue 1, we're going to join the block we made in step 7 to the block we just made in step 8. We're going to sew them along the bottom edge, and then we're going to press down. I'll meet you back here when it's done. Okay, so I only did one because the other block is so bad because of the tension issues. I may actually rip this one out, but I wanted to show it to you anyways. So we're going to press towards the rectangle. So I'm just going to flip it out. See, I'm off about 1/4 of an inch over here. And I don't know if that's, I'll have to measure it and see what the final measurements of this unit is. But now that I might have my tension issues on my machine fixed, I can go back and seam rip this and then just, you know, take some out of the seam allowance from here and here and move it out so that we can make sure that these blocks are even. They give you the measurements at the end of every step. So I want to be very clear that this is a me problem, not a them problem. I very much do not measure my blocks as I go. I just kind of throw it all together. So this is what step 9 should look like. All right, so I'm going to show you 1A. There's 1A and 1B. They're beautiful. I love this colorway. I am so excited that I did Fortune Teller. I It still is covered in purple, so I'm happy. I hope you enjoyed this video for all of the hiccups that I've had and all of the starts and stops. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I don't even know how long this took me in real life. I can't give you an estimate because there have been so many problems along the way. Between camera recording and machines, this was just a toughie for me. So, anyways, I want to thank you for watching, and please hit the like button below, subscribe if you want to see more content. I'm going to be doing all of Carnival, and we're going to finish out Village Green as well. So I hope to see you later. Bye!